Hey there guys, welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews in my new apartment. And on today's episode we will be looking at Goliad's Watermelon Gose. See if it'll kind of zoomed in a little bit. Alright, anyway. So this is from Goliad Brewing. They are out of Goliad, Texas. I have never had any Goliad beers, so pretty excited to try this. A little bit about the beer. So it's a watermelon Gose, which would be Gose's traditional German sour styled wheat beer with coriander and salt. And so the description on the beer says, a big juicy watermelon redolence seduces your palate to water in anticipation of this effervescent quencher. Coriander and sea salt lend equilibrium to the refreshing watermelon tartness, converging to a dry acidic finale. Oh, sounds pretty intense. But there's not much about the beer on the website. It just had the comes in a 4-pack. It's seasonal, May through August. Kind of listed the different, I guess, kegs it comes in. But there wasn't really much on ABV or anything like that, so I went to Untapped, which is saying it is 5.2% ABV and 6 IBUs. Before I get into it, I guess there's a quick update. So my wife and I moved to the new apartment. Filming this right now when I don't have internet, so it will be uploaded when I do have internet. But you know, we're pretty excited to be in our new place, and I feel like there's something else I was going to say about it, but I can't remember right now. So anyway, let's go ahead and get into the beer. I actually just realized that I do not have a glass ready, so poof, we have a glass. Okay, so let's get into it and check it out. I'm been pretty thirsty for something like this. Oh. All right. All right. So the pour is a pretty hazy, murky, kind of a light straw, pale color. Looks like it's a bit like peachier, I guess, in the video. The lighting's a little bit darker here in person. It's got a pretty thin white head. Didn't pour much of a head at all. Other than that, I mean, it looks like a kind of a typical Gose style beer. Well, let's get into the aroma. Oh wow, so that is a lot of watermelon. No kidding. I get a lot. It's just straight sweet, almost like a Jolly Rancher watermelon. But then there's a lemon kind of acidity lying underneath that. And definitely get some salt and some coriander in there as well. I can't decide if it's like a Jolly Rancher candy or more of like a fresh watermelon. It's kind of hard to tell. There is this like hint of funk to it too. That kind of, you know, you'll find in. I don't think this was, you know, brewed with, you know, Brettanomyces or anything like that. But I get kind of a hint of funkiness to it. Anyway, let's get into the taste. It smells pretty good. Cheers. Yeah, just like the watermelon Jolly Ranchers hits you right up front. And there's a. Well, this is kind of changing as it goes. There's a nice kind of a lemon lactic quality that cuts in after that. And and then it fades to this really nice kind of cereal malt, which that kind of wheat type character, you know, you get out of Berliner Weiss or Gose type ales. Finishes real nice and kind of has that cereal grain quality that I like a lot. Trying to search for the salt and the coriander. They're a bit more subtle. I mean, I can see the salt, maybe just a hint of salt to kind of balance that out. That sweetness of the watermelon, too. You know, along with the acidity of the souring bacteria. But coriander, I don't get as much. But I mean, that's it's usually typical to not get a whole lot of coriander in the style of beer, really, for the most part. But watermelon is the star of the show here. It's just watermelon, that lemon tartness to it. Does have a nice bit of acidity. I wouldn't say it's overpowering. Nice and refreshing, but it does have there is a tartness there. So, so if you don't like sour beers or anything tart like that, I would stay away from it. And the watermelon's sweet up front, but then it just goes into that kind of lemony tartness, and finishes with that nice cereal malt character to it. On the mouthfeel, I'd say it's kind of more of a medium, actually. It feels a bit thicker, just due to the wheat. Carbonation's going to be a bit lower. I wouldn't say it's low carb, but it's not very effervescent. It describes as being effervescent, but compared to some of the other styles that are extremely effervescent, saisons, things like that, I don't get as much carbonation compared to something like that. But still, hits you with a bit of carbonation up front, but then it does fade pretty quickly. But I don't think it, hinders the beer or anything like that. I think it's great. But overall, I really enjoy this beer, actually. It kind of surprised me. I wasn't expecting so much watermelon. You have some of these beers like that with the fruit character in it that, you kind of get, but it might be a little bit subtle. Might not really hit you as much as you want, but there is just a lot of watermelon in this, and I really, really enjoy that about this beer. So I'm glad to pick this up, because I think this is a new one that I like to recommend. So, if you like watermelon a lot, you kind of like that sweet, even like the Jolly Rancher type watermelon candy like that. I can remember eating as a kid, but, kind of more of a tart beer in there, nice malt quality to it. I would definitely pick this one up. I think it's definitely one of the better local Gose style beers, or even kind of I kind of group the Gose Berliner Weiss type thing in all in the same category for local tart beers, because they're pretty similar. This is one I would definitely recommend a lot. I really enjoy it. So with that being said, think global, drink local, and cheers.